breaking news coming in. There's some more trouble for former Bangladesh Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina. The former Prime Minister has been sentenced to jail. The ICT has sentenced Sheikh Hasina, the former Prime Minister of Bangladesh, for a period of 6 months. And she's been sentenced for contempt of court. That's the latest story that's breaking over here. Exiled former Prime Minister of Sheikh Hasina will face a jail term if and when she returns to Bangladesh, because the ICT has sentenced Sheikh Hasina for a period of 6 months, and she's been sentenced for the reason of causing contempt of court. More trouble brewing for the former Bangladeshi Prime Minister, who continues to be in exile. Even as she faces multiple charges and allegations, and she will when she returns to Bangladesh. There's now more trouble brewing. The interim government in Bangladesh acting, and the court, the ICT, finding Sheikh Hasina's actions in contempt of the court. We have Aditya Rajkol, our senior executive editor, now joining us live on the broadcast. Aditya, there's enough and more charges that Sheikh Hasina will face when she returns to Bangladesh, but this is one more now that she's been sentenced to 6 months in prison for contempt of court.
Well, that's right, Krishna. Big development coming in from Dhaka, where Sheikh Hasina, the former Prime Minister, has now been sentenced to 6 months in prison. And this is the case of the July uprising and the entire violence that had erupted, in which several hundred people, in fact, had died. In fact, not just Sheikh Hasina, but the former Home Minister and the IGP of that time of the Bangladesh Police has also been charged and sentenced to several months in this particular case. As you would know, Sheikh Hasina, the former Prime Minister of Bangladesh, is currently in New Delhi. She has been, in fact, in New Delhi ever since she came on August 5th, 2024. And of course, this is being claimed as a one-sided rule of law, a one-sided verdict by the court in Bangladesh, where the Awami League has been banned completely. Sheikh Hasina has been put to New Delhi. Of course, there has been claims that have been made and demands that have been made by the Mohammad Yunus government that Sheikh Hasina should be handed over to the Bangladesh government for justice to be done and crimes against humanity verdicts to be announced. But this is International Tribunal verdict that has come in just moments ago in Dhaka, where 6 months sentence has been given to the former Prime Minister of Bangladesh, Sheikh Hasina. Sheikh Hasina had already denied all these allegations yesterday, and in fact said that she was ready for any kind of a scrutiny, but these accusations were completely wrong. There was a conspiracy that was hatched against us, and that's what is coming out of the Awami League. There are several other cases that have been pending against Sheikh Hasina as well, and Awami League and Sheikh Hasina hasn't been given an opportunity to come out and in fact reflect her own case legally in the court of law.
Aditya Rajkol there joining us with the latest. Yes, that's what is left to be seen essentially, isn't it, Aditya? How will she be given any kind of a forum to be able to represent herself and defend herself? Because the government, the interim government in Bangladesh seems to be in no mood.
That's right. In fact, a lot of questions have been raised on the Mohammad Yunus government's functioning in this particular case, who are there to completely eradicate Awami League from the minds of the people of Bangladesh, but also Awami League from the legal or the constitutional or the political process in Bangladesh. There is speculation about elections in the early part of 2026 that could be held in Bangladesh, but the question is, will it be a free and democratic election without Sheikh Hasina? Will it be a free and democratic election without the Awami League really participating in these democratic polls? There is, of course, Begum Zia's party. There's also Jamaat-e-Islami and others that could contest the elections. But what about the fate of the Awami League is that everybody seems to be asking. In fact, when it comes to Bangabandhu, also the last relics of Bangabandhu Mujibur Rahman have been completely destroyed and devastated under the leadership of Mohammad Yunus. Apart from that, there are minorities also that have come under significant attack across Bangladesh, and there's only lip service that has happened from the Bangladesh interim government. So the question really is about restoration of democracy. The question is also about the return of Sheikh Hasina, how and when that could really happen, and how long will Mohammad Yunus really continue to rule in this particular fashion.